Static Shock was released on the 23rd of September in the year 2000. It ran for 4 seasons, about 52 episodes, and it aired on Kids WB alongside shows such as Teen Titans, Superman the Animated Series, Crypto the Superdog, and The Batman, just to name a few. Static Shock as a show was much more than just a show about a kid who gained superpowers. Like all shows aired around this time, which most shows nowadays lack, is that shows taught kids or anyone who was watching, young or old, meaningful lessons and valuable things. The show revolves around Static Shock, aka Virgil Hawkins, and his best friend Richard Foley, or Richie. But all of the side characters get their time to shine in their own ways. We see Virgil as a 14-year-old kid who gained powers and is trying to figure out life as a high schooler dealing with regular problems as a kid growing up, having superpowers, trying to keep his identity from being known. Static gained his powers from a big gas explosion, or from what they call it, the Big Bang, where Virgil was caught up in gang violence and all the gangs that came together at this place called the Dakota Docks. Long story short, a shootout broke out and the police had been called and a tear gas grenade was thrown that caused the quantum vapor container to explode, giving everyone in the vicinity of that gas powers, including Virgil. Now that we got the history of Static out the way, let's get into the main reason why you clicked on this video. Static Shock is short of a masterpiece for 3 reasons: the lessons it taught, the humanity of the show, and the theme song. Let's start with the lessons Static as a show taught. Racism and judgment can be a bitch. Episode 8 of season 1 is where the show really just said F it and took a left turn. Virgil asks Richie basically, why does Richie always come over to Virgil's house, but Richie never invites him to his? And what we see Richie in a hesitant tone try to make up scenarios that didn't happen.
Well, or remember the time when we,
Eventually he invites him over on a Friday night, and from the tone you get the feeling that something is off and Richie is hiding something. We get to Richie's house and in comes his dad. Where Virgil is excited to meet him, Richie and his mom knows what's about to go down and are trying to save Virgil from what's coming his way. Now I'm just gonna show you the clip and just let you guys see what went down.
Hey, Dad. This is my friend Virgil. Remember I told you about him?
Not nearly enough.
Pause. And now you see where this is going? Let's continue.
And now I see why Richie acts like a hood, Maggie. That kid's a bad influence. All his kind are.
Keep your voice down.
It's bad enough I gotta deal with them all day long. Now one of them's in my house.
And there it is. I don't know about you guys, but as a person of color dealing with this when I was younger and not knowing what it was or how to react, this episode definitely was something that to this day was something that was stuck with me and sort of a crucial memory to me. Later in the episode, we see Richie's dad and Virgil's dad come to confront each other. And something was said that I noticed rewatching it was this scene right here.
I talk to kids like this every day, Foley. Most of them are good kids, but sometimes when they don't see eye to eye with their parents, they feel like they'd rather be anywhere but home. Even a place like this.
You mean like Richie and me, huh?
Let's go. Got more ground to cover.
Most kids don't agree with their parents, and that is okay. And this show makes it okay by throughout the show, Virgil's dad running a youth center, helping kids with all types of issues, and with this scene, you can kind of dissect what Virgil's dad said. In a deeper meaning, basically saying, you will grow up and have a life of your own and kids of your own. But right now, this is what you need to do to get yourself together and in the right place for when that time comes. Now, I could be going too deep into it, but that's just what I get from it. Later in the episode, Robert chews out Richie's dad and tells him what kind of person he really is.
Leave this. You put a roof over their heads, you feed them 3 squares a day, and this is the thanks.
Richie wasn't the only boy who ran away from you last night.
What your son heard, Hawkins. I wasn't talking about him.
No, you were talking about his kind, that's all. Well, I know your kind, Foley. I've seen your kind all my life. A fine, upstanding bigot.
Which brings me to my next topic, the humanity of the show. The whole show has just a very humane tone to it all. From Virgil and Richie's friendship to Virgil's relationship with his sister and his dad, to even when they deal with Virgil and his relationship with his mom that died from gang violence, and how Virgil and his family deals with it and continues to deal with it. There's even an anti-hero type of dude in the show named Rubber Band Man, who is a famous artist in the show, but he deals with dyslexia.
Look at this. It's a review of your new CD.
I don't read my reviews.
Don't? Or can't?
Look, I'm dyslexic, all right?
Like, that shows everyone has flaws, whether we can get rid of them or not. It's a part of everyone, and there's nothing we can do about it. Some people just have it harder than others, and that's how it is. Another part of the show is where Virgil is in the alleyway, and the cops see that he's in the alleyway, and Virgil runs away because he doesn't want the cops to see his identity, and he will go to great lengths to keep that a secret. Now, because this is a kid's show, they're not going to show the cops potentially shoot him, but I mean, that would be something. Robert then finds out and chews Virgil out.
Now I know I've raised you better than that, Virgil. What you did was not only stupid and dangerous, but completely inexcusable.
But Dad...
Get in your room right now. Look at me. Just tell me why you did it.
I don't know. I just got scared, that's all.
That's not acceptable.
This then adds on to the very humane tone of how the show is. And as a black kid, this really hits home. There are just some things you don't do, and Virgil did what the worst thing you can possibly do as a black kid, and his dad was trying to make sure that he knew that. And that is just some of the things that add humanity to the show in only 4 seasons that it ran for. Even in the theme song opening, you get a real feel for what the show is, and that's why the theme song is so great. Those are 3 reasons why Static Shock is short of a masterpiece. We all get put on this earth for a reason, and it's up to us to determine what our path in life is going to be. Life is hard, and we get hit with obstacles left and right every day, all the time, but it's up to you to be able to get through those and push your way through and get where you want to be in life. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and good night.